Hey, Wena. Hey, Rowena. Thanks for coming. Woo! Hey, just gonna dance right into this. Just saving it right now. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. And we're going to get carried into this. We're just going to whoop, whoop, whoop. And we're in. 10, 9. Boop, 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 boop. And ready to rock.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Everybody! Big shout out to everybody in the world. Woo! We're going to keep this rocking. Okay, so we have a big event coming up. I don't know if anyone's aware of it, but we had a massive sell-off just before inauguration. So we want to say a massive shout out to everybody in the room. Rowena Purgis, Prince Williams, my trustee, director of marketing. So if anyone's got any questions, make sure you send them our way. We are open for business. We have ticket sales that are open. We haven't sold any tickets, so according to the rules and conditions, which I recommend everybody look at before buying a ticket. Actually, I don't think you can buy a ticket without reading the rules and conditions. It's in your best interest to read those because that lays down the groundwork for what we are doing for the SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle for the contestants, for the people that are in it, for the community of SHIB. So without further ado, we're going to get right into today's session. Today's session is going to be about how we can benefit everybody. Well, no, we're going to talk about the raffle. So what we do is if we don't sell 21,000 tickets, we host it for the next day. So every 24 hours, we do a check. If we don't sell any tickets in the 24 hours, but we need more people to look at the website. And I'll give you the analytics. You know something? I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start giving you the analytics right away on the website. So we're going to go into statistics. This is going to tell us exactly. So 482 visitors in the last, since inception, since October 2nd. Okay, what we want to do is we don't want to focus on the last 3 months. We want to focus on the last day. So what we had a spike up to 6 visitors and 14 page reviews. We need a minimum 300,000 visitors and about 3 times that in page reviews. If that makes any sense to anybody, because what you want to do is you want to make sure that you can buy tickets, but you also want to make sure that you're not the only one buying tickets. So the whole idea is to bring people together into the organization, get them aware of what's going on, because we want to make sure that you benefit from it, right? We want to make sure that every single person has a chance to make extraordinary differences in the amount that they're making. So that is what we want. We want to make sure that everybody has an understanding of, we want to build a community. The first thing we want to do is build a community. We want more and more people coming into SHIB. We want to make sure that everybody takes part in that. So in order for them to take part in it, they have to get educated in SHIB. The only way you're going to get educated in SHIB is if you do the readings. Now, we do host videos. We've done videos in the past on the first part of the announcements, but I think that we're not getting that many views anyway. So we always do the exact same thing that we always do. We always educate you on. There's Babes. Hey, Babes. Big shout out to Babes. Woohoo. Thanks for coming in. Jason, if you're out there, Disclosure, if you're out there, you haven't been on in a while. Gabriel, if you come in, thanks for coming in. Jason Major, Jason M, and Ethan M, if you come in, thank you for coming. Love to see everybody come in and take part. Dong, Amy, Maravik, Shane, who else am I leaving out? If you come in, that's awesome. Remember that we are looking at people that are coming in all the time to hire them. Okay, if you're here, that means you're interested in what we're trying to do here. We're trying to educate the entire world about SHIB. Why the sell-off is because the manipulation in the alt season. No, it has nothing to do with it. It has to do with what's going on in the U.S. So 90% of what's going on in the U.S., we have inauguration next week. So the inauguration for Trump coming into power is a massive catalyst for the whole cryptocurrency. So every single bank, every single exchange knows it's coming. So all of them are trying to make as much money as possible by trying to get you to sell. So the selling pressure is on you to try and get you to sell your SHIB for to drive it down. Makes sense? So what's happening right now is they understand what's going on and they want to make as much money as humanly possible on those down cycles. And because of the massive catalyst that's going to happen next week, it's going to drive the markets forward. So it makes sense for them to start accumulating SHIB or accumulating the cryptocurrency market, because it's not just SHIB that takes a dive, but SHIB took a massive cut down. Like I think it was 14, 15, no, it was over 20%. Over 20% reduction. Well, someone's adding to their bags when that happens. And it's the people that's doing the shorting. No, that's the ones holding the floor. When they put a ceiling in, they put a massive ceiling in so that you can't break above that ceiling. And then they try and force a downtrend. Guess what? All the ones that got bought into it weren't educated because they didn't understand what was going on. So if you're looking at buying in, this was your opportunity, but you would have to buy a massive amount in order to take advantage of it. Because right now, what's going to happen is you're going to see a massive pop before inauguration, because one of the things that's going to get pushed through for the first 100 days is cryptocurrencies. You watch and see what Trump does about cryptocurrencies. Now, everybody's like on the fence going, well, he might not do anything. He might not. Well, that's not his promise, though. Okay. And he's a huge advocate for cryptocurrency. So that means that everybody was selling off. Well, they should have been buying, not selling. But hey, whatever. Cryptocurrency is about what? Fear, reading off of your emotions. And all the banking sectors know this because they've seen it many, many times where people are skittish. As soon as they start seeing a pullback, they sell. And that's good for them because that's what they want. That's what they make their money on, is your skittishness. Is their people are afraid of losing their money. So when the people are afraid of losing their money, they don't do the right thing. They do the wrong thing. They sell it and then try and buy it when it goes lower. The problem is that they're the ones holding the ceiling. So it's never going above that ceiling. So all it is telling you that people that are trading are going to be either making money or losing money, because they're going to be betting on it going down, and they're betting with the banks. Okay, they're betting with the banks because they're the ones with the influence. Make sense? Okay, so that's how the reduction starts. Then they had the forest fire, which didn't help. Okay, in the states. So California is in a mess right now with the forest fires, and they're blaming it. The Democrats are blaming it on climate change. Trudeau blamed the forest fires here on climate change. The truth of the matter is, he knew about the forest fire problem back in 2017 here. Same thing within Quebec. He knew about the problem in 2019. What did he do about it? Nothing. But what did he do? He blamed it on climate change. We have to do something about climate change. So he's got no problem increasing the taxes, but he chose not to do anything about the possibility of a forest fire. And it broke out because why? He didn't put fire breaks in. They didn't rake the forest. They didn't get rid of the bugs, the pine bug, the pine needle bug in in Jasper here. There was 2017. One of the representatives here said something on Parliament saying you have to do something about the pine needle bug. If you don't do something about it, it's going to cause a cataclysmic fire in Jasper, because it's destroyed most of the trees there. And of course, with those trees, they just sit there and rot. So then it becomes a problem with the trees rotting, and then there become possible kindling for fires. You knew about it in 2017, didn't do anything about it. Guess what we have in 2023? A massive forest fire. How many years later? 5. 5.5 years later, we have a forest fire. And who's blaming it? Oh, it's climate change. Yeah, but it wasn't climate change. It was this beetle. It could have been stopped. It could have been prevented. If you would have put some resources together, you could have fixed it. They didn't. Guess what happens? Same thing in the States. Not to get away from SHIB, it's just that this could have been prevented. All that could have been prevented, they choose not to do anything about it. So when someone says something and you choose not to do something about it, how much do you care really about the environment? Exactly. So the reason why we have a sell-off is because of businesses losing business in the States. We have a problem with everything that evolves is the short selling. It just means that people get emotional and they start selling because they're worried that these things they're not going to get panned out. So then it's going to affect the marketplace. But when you're looking at cryptocurrencies, it's a worldwide event, not just one little place. And hopefully they took precautions and didn't heed the warnings like they did with Canada and the US. Hopefully hopefully the world catches on that you have to help out with the environment. If you see something that's detrimental, that's going to affect it later on, make sure you do something about it today. Paying taxes doesn't do anything except for blow money, and then you blame it on something else. Of course, it's easier to blame it on somebody else than yourself, right? Just saying. With SHIB is about what? It's about growing, about growing our community and empowering people. That's all we want to do. We want to empower people. We want to make sure that everybody has a chance to get in, especially when the price is dramatically low. Hey, Jason, thanks for showing up. Snow in Oklahoma. Woo! How much snow, Jason? How much did you get? I heard that they're supposed to get like 4 inches, 5 inches. Is that true? They got 5 inches of snow in Oklahoma. 5 inches in Canada is a drop in the bucket. Just so that you know, I know you're probably looking for sympathy, but 6 inches of snow is what we get in a week in Canada. So, except for Alberta, we haven't had too much snow. We did get a drop back in December, but we haven't had much snow since then. Um, we have snow coming up in the forecast for the next week, but that's next week, -10. And that's Celsius, by the way, not Fahrenheit. You guys would be more like it would be around the 16, 17 range. I know that's probably more than you guys want to know. That's pretty cold, right? Well, it's not that cold here in Canada. -10 is not that cold. -20 is cold, but that's Celsius again. Fahrenheit drops really fast once it gets to zero. It drops like a mad dog compared to Celsius. And -40 here is -40 there. So you guys understand what -40 is, but we hardly ever get to -40. Once or twice, maybe once or twice in 3 or 4 days. And then it's like -32, 33 for about 2 weeks. And then it warms up after that. So that's usually what happens here. And further north, that's a different story. It gets to -40 about maybe 4 days. So if you're in Edmonton or just north of Edmonton, yeah, you'll get that -38, 39. 40 doesn't usually hit until you get to Fort McMurray in Alberta. So, and then they get it for, I think they'll get to -40 for about 3 or 4 days. And then it's -38, 39, 40, 30 something. Yeah, 26 degrees. Wow. Just above freezing, just below freezing. So you're getting big flakes. So you get a little slippery out there, right, Jason? Just a little slippery. Got to be a little careful. Just a little bit. Just a lot. uh, just enough to cover the ground and freeze it. And then it turns into black ice. Black ice is extremely dangerous. And we could all vouch for black ice up in Canada here. But majority of the black ice doesn't last very long because it super freezes because it's so cold, like -10, -12. Easily doesn't turn it into black. It doesn't turn it into black ice. It turns it into snow ice, which is not black ice, but it's not far from it. But at least it's rough enough that you can get some traction, as long as people don't skid across it. A lot of people have a tendency of not knowing what to do in those conditions. Is why we have The intersections are extremely slick. The ramps, off ramps, and on ramps are really slick here because people gun it trying to get up the hill, which is wrong thing to do because all you're doing is turning that snow into sheets of ice, and that makes it extremely slippery for the next person, and then so on, so on, so on. And then around the 20th person or the 20th vehicle over it is now going backwards up the on ramp and then down the down ramp. They missed the turn. So you just keep going. If you're driving a truck, that's not a problem, right, Prince? You just put it in four-wheel drive and away you go over everything. As long as you got not bald tires, you're okay. So enough with the weather reporting. Although it's fun to talk about because in behind me I got the river or the ocean or a lake, which is awesome. In Alberta here, we have raging rivers that just don't accumulate ice unless it gets below 20 for or minus 12 for 3 or 4 days. It needs to get minus 12 for about 5 days, 6 days. And then it freezes over, but very, very thin ice. It needs to get to minus 20 for 3 days, and then we got nice thick ice over our rivers. So usually that's what it takes for a river to get frozen. So without further ado, we're going to get into today's session about SHIB, of why the sell-off. So we know that the reason why the sell-off is because of organizations trying to get people to sell off. And guess what? It usually works because people don't understand what's going on. We have inauguration next week, which is extremely bullish for SHIB. It's extremely bullish for the cryptocurrencies. Extremely bullish. It's a massive catalyst. So reason why the sell-off is because they're trying to get you to sell it. They're trying to panic sell you, get you to panic sell. So what happens after that is a massive bullish pennant. So the bullish pennant is where we start seeing the inauguration, and then we see the first 100 days in office for Donald J. Trump. And then once that happens, we should see some sort of signing of some sort of declaration that's going to announce Bitcoin as a massive catalyst for the U.S. economy. If Donald J. Trump was smart, he would be looking at SHIB as a way of getting out of the deficit, right? A way of getting out of the deficit. Yeah, not going to sell. No, Jason, we know you're not going to sell. You're in it till it's $3.33, which we're trying to do for you. We're trying to do that for the whole community, actually. We're actually trying to make it so that it's worth 35 pounds, not $3.35 US, 35 pounds, 38 pounds, somewhere around there. And the only way that will help, only way that will work is either the banking sector takes over, one of the countries takes it as a currency, which I'm thinking Japan, but I don't know. I thought Japan would have taken it by last year as a currency. Turkey was looking at SHIB 2 years ago. Just so you know, Jason, Turkey was looking at it 2 years ago, taking on SHIB. The reason why they didn't want to touch SHIB, and get a load of this, they didn't want to touch SHIB because it's too volatile. I got news for them. If they would have touched SHIB, they would have bought it all because of the amount of trouble that they are in. They're still in a massive amount of trouble. But because of what they would have had to do, and SHIB's price was extremely low. It was 5 zeros. If they decided that that's what they want, that was the avenue they wanted to go in, SHIB would have went through the roof. And the volatility is gone because they would have to buy up a massive amount of it. And they could have bought it for roughly about $12 billion US. So at that time, now you're looking at 30. Well, you might be able to get away with 28 to 24. Roughly where it's at right now is I think it's at 12 or 10. 10 billion. So to buy it all, you pretty much have to sink about 24 to 30 billion dollars into SHIB. And you possibly would own 80 to 90% of it. You won't own it all because there's so many SHIB being staked, but as soon as someone comes out and starts buying it in massive quantities, watch them sell it. Get out of the staking and trying to sell it, especially if it's 10 times its money. So take that with a grain of salt, though, because most of them that want to buy it put ceilings up so that it stops, and then they go, oh my God, there's 30 trillion or 50 trillion or 60 trillion SHIB being sold at that value. Then they're trying to push it down. So no one's going to buy it, spend that kind of money on it. And then they force it down so that they can buy more. And that's the whole idea of it. That's what the manipulation is all about. And then once they own 90 to 98% of it, that's when they start reducing the circulating supply. So they take it away from you. And then they use it to offset the amount that's their deficit is. So that's leveraging their currency. Okay. So every time they make a loan payment or they go and get, let's say they owe the UK all this money, or the European Union. So what they do is they invest all the SHIB that they have into the union. Okay. Then the interest that they make off of that, they reduce SHIB circulating supply, driving up SHIB. And because they own almost all of it, they're using their currency to offset it. So then their currency is actually adding value the moment they reduce SHIB circulating supply because it's backed in SHIB. Understand? So that's the whole purpose of that. That would drive their currency up. Now, how fast would it drive it up? Well, if they started promoting the SHIB 50/50 raffle, this is where it gets a little, on the iffy side. But if they were to support the SHIB 50/50 raffle and come up with a catalyst for it, then they get all their, because now it's in their best interest to reduce the circulating supply of SHIB. So then they get all the people that are in Turkey to start taking part in the raffle. So they're not buying tickets, but they see the raffle, they see the potential, they advertise the piss out of the raffle. Everybody gets driven to the raffle. Then they have the numbers then from the world. And then the world starts taking notice of it. Everybody starts buying or trying to buy it from Turkey, all the SHIB that they can get their hands on, because they all want to take part in this raffle because it's worldwide. So that would drive SHIB's price through the roof because the raffle actually reduces the circulating supply while people are benefiting from being part of that raffle. So they'd understand that and they would be like, well, that's just going to increase our money tenfold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold, 1,000,000-fold. You can start to see where this would benefit them by hosting or by supporting the raffle. That's why I don't understand how come we don't have the SHIB community behind us, because we are part of that reduction. Every single person that takes part in it wins. Even the people on the sidelines that don't take part in the raffle win. It's a win-win situation. You don't lose in this situation. You win. Everybody wins in this because it reduces its circulating supply. It's adding that value. And that's why I have a hard time understanding why people aren't taking part in it. And that's the whole concept of it. Because when you buy a ticket, that ticket actually is already burned. That's how you got to look at it. We've already burned it because that's guaranteed. It's going towards the reduction of the SHIB circulating supply. So even if we don't sell 21,000 tickets, 50% of it's going towards the reduction in SHIB's circulating supply. The winner gets the other 50% if we don't sell 21,000 tickets after 30 days. So even if you bought it just for the fact you wanted to check it out or whatever, that would be the bottom line to it, right? So that's why we want to drive that home. And that's why we want to get as many people behind it as humanly possible, because we want this to be a catalyst for SHIB. And that's why we want to push it so hard, is because we want people to start taking notice of the SHIB 50/50 raffle as an educational tool, not as a buying for the tickets, because you need an audience and you need a massive audience. Only having 6 people look at their website per day is not a catalyst. It is what it is a teaser. I'm looking at it. It's awesome. I think it's a great idea. Everybody I talk to, they go, "Oh, that's an awesome idea. That I wish I would have thought of that. That is wicked that you have a raffle that reduces the circulating supply, but how does it work exactly?" Well, you'd have to read the rules and conditions in order to understand how you can do it, because you can't use fiat currency. In fact, when I talked to PayPal, they cut me off halfway through what I was trying to talk to them about. They're like, "Wait, what? You're hosting a raffle and you want to sell tickets?" Yeah, well, you're the ones that came out and said that you could buy through PayPal cryptocurrency. So if you're able to transfer the money into cryptocurrency, then buy SHIB, we can use you. But if it's directly to that wallet address, you can't because it's fiat. And anything fiat has to be changed over to the cryptocurrency, then you can buy it. That is okay. But if it's going straight on to the cryptocurrency for that sale, no, you can't do it. It's illegal, right? So you have to understand that. That's why we can't sell tickets in fiat currency because all of a sudden now it becomes a regulation problem with the transfer. That's why everything has to be in SHIB. So you get paid in SHIB, we give you SHIB. As when you win, you get SHIB. You get it's worked out in pounds, yes, but it's in SHIB. You're getting it in SHIB, just so that everybody knows. We don't hold nothing back on information, right? So the whole idea is to be as transparent as humanly possible. So that is our number one goal. And what people don't talk about, like we've talked to different, I've went on and I listened to different influencers. The only one that I know that talks about the amount of new wallet holders is Luxside, and he does it like almost every single time. So he's like me. The supply is dwindling because of the amount of wallet holders. Well, you need a lot of wallet holders coming in. We're seeing a slowdown in that process. Today we had a sell off in that the wallet holders did sell off. We lost more than what we gained. So um, I think we were at 800. Okay, hold on a second. Maybe it's gone back up. It was up earlier. Jason, were you aware of that? Yeah. See, the last time I checked, it was 100. Oh, here, I'll share the link because we want to be transparent, right? So 1,484,886. I believe that this was 913. Now we're going to refresh. So there you go. It was earlier 1,479. 170. 100. No. 1,408,3. 83. 7 something. So it's at 1,484,445. But earlier it was down even further. But we lost 1,000. Now we're back up. We've gained 600 since this morning. So it did sell off. Like I said, everybody that gets in, it seems like you guys are skittish. No, no, Jason, awesome. Yeah, so that's awesome. Anyway, we always that's what we try and do. We try and do that for you. We always want to give you that information, and we want to be as transparently as humanly possible. Okay, so we're going to get into the burns. Why we talk about burns and wallet holders the most? This is your catalyst for SHIB. Okay, every time we reduce the circulating supply, every time we bring in wallet holders, more wallet holders, we gain in value. So every single time, guys, every single time, ladies and gentlemen, we bring in people, we reduce the circulating supply, we are adding value to SHIB. So sometimes we do it on both ends. We bring in a massive amount of people and we reduce a lot of SHIB. So in the last 8 hours, we burned 1 million. Last 5 hours was 664,000 SHIB was sent to the reduction wallet. 10 hours ago was 200,000 SHIB was sent to the reduction wallets. And 10 hours ago from FE80, this one comes up a lot, it's BA1. So there's 3 wallets, BA1, BA2, and CA. CA is called the dead end or black hole. Okay, I don't know why, but they just worded it that way. from Vladimir Buterin, who did this up in 2021, which no one caught on to, by the way. I've been doing a lot of work on it, trying to bring awareness, but yeah, nobody has caught on to it. And I don't know why. I believe that the development team is anyone who comes up with a burn, they knock it on its ear. So 10 hours ago, we burned 2,511,360. 11 hours ago, 482,648. 13 hours ago was 77,453. That's 77,000 SHIB. 13 hours ago, 123,693. And 13 hours ago, 977,241. So if you add them all up, it works out to roughly almost 5 million SHIB was burned, which is approximately, from where it's at right now, $130. So how does that work? Okay, so $130 was sent to the dead end wallets in the last 24 hours. Woohoo! Woo, 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 woo! Wow! Why is that important? Well, that tells you that reducing it is taking it away from everyone else able to buy it. Makes sense? So it adding value to SHIB. So how many currencies out there right now adding value to their currency? Zero. Okay, they do have burns for certain ones, but remember those are governed. Anything governed, anytime they run into a problem, they have to do what? In majority of cryptocurrencies that are out there, they like to say they're exchanges, they're just financial institutions. Okay, how many financial institutions do we have in the world? Thousands of them, especially with cryptocurrency. Massive amounts of them. And what do they need to do to make money? They have to invest it properly to make money. So some of them are very, very good at it. They know winners when they know how to pick winners out of it, but they get lucky. The majority of them get lucky with being educated, knowing how to get in and out, watching the charts, watching the candlesticks. But you have high blood pressure. You're always worried. You're always on the edge. Anytime you goes down 2 or 3%, you get kind of scared because once it hits 5, you're out. The reason why they do that is to try and save themselves from losing more money. But the problem is with that is on the upside, if it goes up more than 5-10%, they're out. Okay, so their whole idea is, and if it keeps going up, they lose out. So that's why the catalysts they look at different aspects of it, but you're stressed out all the time. That's why they have hair falling out. That's why they can't sleep usually. They're worried about the marketplace. They're always watching the charts, always watching to see what's going on. We're here to tell you that in SHIB, you don't have to worry about anything. The only thing you have to worry about is being in it. That's it. You buy it, you leave it, you forget it. Okay. You come on to the channel, you support the channel, you go on the website, support the website, share the website with your friends, colleagues on your Like It In account, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp. If you like it, why not? If you don't, you're not going to share it with anybody. You're going to tell me that I'm full of crap, and that's fine. Just make sure you leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, so that you can keep it updated. Maybe it's not your cup of tea. You don't believe in it. There's no way that a currency could be reducing its circulating supply all the time. You just have to watch. We prove it to you. We prove it to you over and over and over until you get it locked into you that it is reducing its circulating supply. If you're to watch it today and see it in 6 months and it's still reducing its circulating supply and the raffle draw takes off, don't say to us that no one told me, no one was out there making a big statement about it. We're here to prove it to you every single day. So when we bring people in, everybody has a chance to get into SHIB. I don't think there's anything or anybody that we haven't told that, and we don't want to go out there and tell everybody 10 million times that this is the best currency. This is why it's the best currency. We want to prove it to you. That's the whole purpose of this, is to prove it to you. so that everybody has a chance to take part in it, so everybody can be part of that community. And that's the whole benefit of being part of the SHIB community, is to grow, have fun together, because everybody wants to have fun. We want to make sure that everybody has a chance, because right now it's cheap, right? It was cheap when it was 30, 4 zeros, 3 0. It was cheap then. We start getting excited because it's, wow, that's a massive pop from only 17, right? But at this level, it's like, yeah, it's cheap, but we don't know if it's still going to go down. Exactly. So, like I said to Jason before, you use it like a lot. You use it like a lottery ticket. How much would you invest in a lottery ticket? We don't invest in lottery tickets. Well, that's exactly it. You don't invest in lottery tickets because that once you buy it and you don't win, you discard it. When you buy a SHIB raffle ticket, you know that half of the money that you put out, you're getting back. It's not directly. Okay, so if you win, you get that directly. And not just that, but you get the benefit of watching the reduction in SHIB circulating supply. So not only did you win, but you win again. For those that didn't win anyway, because the reduction means what? Adding value. So the more we reduce, the more value we add. The more people who come in, the more value we're adding. So that's why we wanted everybody to start promoting the raffle. The reason why is because we want to see it grow. We want to see people make money. And SHIB is a guarantee to make money because everybody wants money. There isn't a single person on the planet who doesn't want money. We keep talking about that all the time. But that's the truth of it. That's the educational part of it, right? You make money, everybody makes money. Reason why we're making money is we're reducing SHIB? No, because we're bringing more people to SHIB. So if everybody starts treating it like a lottery ticket, yes, eventually everybody will be coming in 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, 50 million. Remember, this is worldwide. There's 8 billion people on the planet. Every time I talk to somebody on Facebook, there's like 20 of them. All of them want to make money, but they want you to give them money. And I keep telling them, get yourself into SHIB. $5, $10, whatever you can afford, put that aside to when you have enough to buy 1 million SHIB. It's still not very much money to buy 1 million SHIB. And everybody, and as far as I know, I don't know about Prince, everybody should be able to afford 1 million SHIB. In Canada, it's going to cost you $30, $32 right now to buy 1 million SHIB. So if you look at it and go, well, that's not a lottery ticket. That's like 4 lottery tickets, 5 lottery tickets. That's exactly it, right? But the whole thing is what investment can you do for $30? And that this is going to have an exponential point when everybody's trying to get into it when it's higher, because everybody likes a winner. Nobody likes to put money into losers, right? But when you have a guaranteed, and how do you know it's guaranteed, guys? How do you know that SHIB's a guarantee? Prince, you want to speak about that or put a statement on there? How do you know SHIB's a guaranteed investment? Jason, you have any idea why SHIB's a guaranteed investment? Babes, why is SHIB a guaranteed investment? What's a guaranteed investment? Something that's what everybody wants, every single person on the planet wants, that there's limited supply of. That's a guaranteed investment. What's SHIB doing? Reducing its circulating supply, bringing more people into it. That's a guaranteed investment, isn't it? You're bringing in people, you're reducing the circulating supply. That's a guaranteed investment. You can't go wrong. Why is it selling? That's because no one's educated. Because you have to understand what that means. What does it mean? You have a limited supply? No, BTC is a limited supply. Gold is a limited supply, but they're still mining it, which means it's not limited. It's just that it's limited for the amount of currency that's available for the amount of deficit we have. SHIB is working backwards. Okay? SHIB is working backwards. It is 100 times better than BTC, 1,000,000 times better than gold. So if you have those connections, you know that it's guaranteed. Why isn't it taking off? Because either somebody's saying don't fall for the tricks, and it's like, well, what tricks? Isn't SHIB reducing its circulating supply? Yes, it is. Okay, so if it's reducing circulating supply, isn't it going to be where everybody's trying to get into it eventually? No, no, no. You're betting no one's going to find out about it. Yeah. Well, if you're betting that 8 billion people don't want to make money, that's a very dangerous ordeal, isn't it? How long before they find out about SHIB? How long is it before the governments find out about SHIB? How long is it before banks find out about SHIB? If it's reducing a circulating supply and it's guaranteed to make me money, how many of them are going to be on the fence? Like you have like the best scenario going on for SHIB, and it's just a matter of time before it catches on. That's what I've been saying to everybody. I was like, nobody's talking about it. I don't understand why no one's talking about it. I mentioned this to a few influencers already. I said, SHIB's a guaranteed investment. They're like, no, it's not. I'm like, really? It's not. How long do you think it's going to take before we have 50 million people in there? At least until 2050. I'm like, what? So you're saying that you're betting that no one's going to find out about SHIB till 2050? Now that's ridiculous. In my opinion, 3 years. I couldn't even predict 3 years that no one would find out about it. 4 years. This is ridiculous. Now we're going into the fifth year, and SHIB should be on fire. On fire. Every single person on the planet should be like, wow, someone who actually knows that we all could be making money and you can be buying it for $20 for 1 million SHIB. Are you insane? Exactly. Are you insane? And they'd be like, well, the market capitalization, you got to stop with this market capitalization nonsense and start looking at facts. The fact is, we only have 1.48 million wallet holders holding it right now. There are 8 billion people on the planet. Half of them, 2.3 billion of them, can buy SHIB for like nothing. That's insanity. So I don't know what people are thinking. I don't know where their understanding is, but when you only see 1.4 million and every single person can be getting into it for like a lottery ticket, that's the insanity part. That tells you right there. And I don't want to get you excited about the future, but that you should be excited. You should be ecstatic because SHIB has got. When you see SHIB sell off, it just blows my mind. Even when it sells off only 5 or 6%, it's like, wow, you guys, this is the cheapest level right now, and it's being drastically manipulated because somebody knows about it. BlackRock definitely knows about it, and Robinhood are probably doing their research into it because they probably want to buy as much as humanly possible and then take it off of the exchanges just so that they don't have it looked on as a top bracket. 2 trillion SHIB sitting in BlackRock, 200 trillion SHIB sitting in BlackRock. Because then they'd be like, oh, wait a second, they know something the rest of us don't. Yeah, they know its value, and the rest of you don't have a clue what the value is. And you can't see the forest through the trees. That's exactly what SHIB is. You can't see the forest through the trees, and SHIB will just explode. It's just waiting in the sidelines to find out. What right now we're seeing that influx. We don't know what that influx is doing. That's exactly what's going on. You're seeing exchanges buying SHIB, but they're not buying massive amounts of it. They are betting on people not finding out about it. You have the SHIB burn. You have the Ether scan. You have the CoinCorp. All these things. Yeah, big mega shout out for the SHIB family. Absolutely. The more people who find out about it, the bigger SHIB's going to be. Make sense? And that's why I want to drive the raffle home to everybody, is to get everybody educated. It's not about the raffle, it's about getting you educated in SHIB. Because once you start understanding the fundamentals, then you understand what the benefits are. And then everybody starts to understand it. Everybody should be coming in to take advantage of it, especially now when it's so low. Now, can it go lower? Yes. Okay, we'll go back to the chart. Okay. So we're almost at, well, we're still low. We need to get off that catalytic floor, right? So we got the catalyst right here, right in here somewhere at 2097. So we dipped below that today. We went all the way down to 20. What was it? What was our low point? 3.72 trillion right now in market, in volume. And that's since I've been live. So roughly around 4:59, 5 o'clock. Yeah, so from 5 we have 3.79, 3.8 trillion SHIB changing hands. The high was 213. We're at 211. So we're just above that 20 mark. Okay, just so that you know. And our low was 21,015, but that's just an hour ago, guys. Okay, we were down earlier. I was thinking about buying more when I dipped, but I don't want to buy it because it's not low enough. It, like everybody else, right? It can go lower because right now it's sitting at that trend line. This is a support line. So if we get a bump off of this, that's a bullish pennant. Okay. If we get a drop down, it's going to 18. So your buy-in would be around 1800. So Jason, if you're interested, you'd be looking, or Prince, to tell people to wait off, not buy in right away, even though we know it's a guaranteed investment. You don't want to be buying it and then wait for the catalyst to come, wait for the drop in the ROI. So, yeah, so that support level is going to maintain. If it doesn't maintain, it's going lower. If it goes up, we get a bullish pennant, then you can buy it. Makes sense? You don't want to be buying it right now because you have no idea. But you know that it's a guaranteed investment, so why would you wait? Well, because the fundamentals are there. You can buy it if you're only buying what? Your first time in? Absolutely, you can buy. If you're in the green, why are you going to buy? You don't have to. You wait for it to go into the red, and then it has to be 20% from the time that before you massively buy in. It's going to drop 20% before you even think about buying in. So that 18%, that 1800, 1800 US, roughly around 2800, 4028 in Canadian to 4026 Canadian. So in that bracket, that's when you want to start accumulating it. If you are in the red, if you are not in the red, you're in the green. You don't want a dollar cost average to increase your value. You understand what I'm saying? So, because what's going to happen is if you buy it and you're in the green, your average is going to go up, not down. So that means you make less money on your books than you would if you just stayed out of it until it went into the red. Now, will it go into the red? That's a good question. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you how people are feeling about SHIB and the people who are watching it on a minute by minute, quarter by quarter basis. But there's a lot of people that are influencers that are telling people whether to buy, sell, or hold in those. And they're not even brokers. That's the scary part. They're just feeding people a bunch of nonsense to try and get them to buy, sell, or hold in the 15-minute, 10 minutes, 5 minutes to 30-second rollover. Are you kidding me? The only ones that do that are traders. And if you're not trading it, you could lose a lot of money because you'll do leveraging. And leveraging's scary. Never do any more than 80% leverage on anything. It's a 50-50 crapshoot, no matter how you look at it. Even with people who are very educated, can lose a lot of money really fast. So the maximum amount that you would do is 80% threshold. if you're into trading. I don't recommend trading SHIB unless it's a bullish pennant, but you need a massive, like you'd have to see a 5 to 10% green candle, not just one person buying it. It'd have to be a thick green candle. That means that there's multiple buyers, not just one buyer, and that means that it's going to go up. Now, the other thing that we watch for, Jason, right, and Prince and Babes, is the amount of wallet holders. If we start seeing 10 to 15,000 wallet holders being accumulated every day, that's going to be your catalyst. That's going to tell you, that's going to solidify your position. That's going to tell you that you did a great investment. No, that now SHIB is starting to get recognized. People are starting to flock to it, and it's only a matter of time before it skyrockets. Because if you're seeing a 10,000 to 15,000 new wallet holders every day, you're going to see millions. And then you're going to see 20, the 5, 10, 15 million, 20 million new wallet holders. And it will happen really fast. Why do you know that? Everything's a domino effect. Because no one wants, I told you, 8 billion people on the planet, none of them want to be broke. None of them don't want to make money. They all want to make money. Where can we make money? Something that's reducing its value, something that's increasing in value every time we get new holders. You have a perfect storm just waiting to happen. That's the truth of it. And we don't know when it's going to happen. But we know time isn't on our side because what's happening right now? The exchanges are starting to buy it. Organizations are starting to take advantage of it. So it's only a matter of time before it catches on. And we break away from Bitcoin. And it's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen. And we were always talking about this. Oh, it could happen tomorrow. Well, for you to see 10 million wallets holders come into SHIB would be a massive undertaking because you never ever see it happen in that fast unless someone said something that's a huge influencer and everybody was watching that one person. If you had 30 million people watching it, holy crap, we better get in because there's 8 billion people on the planet. At least 2 billion people can afford to buy SHIB at this price. We better do something about it. And that's when the driving force happens. When they get a massive amount of people looking. How's the fire in California? California is not good. LA this morning, the Hollywood sign was engulfed in flames, guys. Okay, so if anyone was watching the California fire, yeah, the Hollywood sign was engulfed in flames in Los Angeles. So that is not good news. Okay, the wind was supposed to die down sometime today, uh, from gusts of 30 miles an hour down to, I believe they said 5 miles an hour. That's still pretty bad, considering. And the whole thing could have been prevented years ago. They knew about it in Carolina. They knew about it in the Rockies, and they didn't put any fire breaks in, and they didn't back up the water supplies that they needed to douse the fire. They knew about it 5 years ago. They didn't do anything about it. Guess where we are now, right? And then Joe Biden tells you, everybody, I'm for the environment. Yeah, you're for the environment, all right. You put money into electric bombs to be put on the highways so that if the fire ever broke out near electrical station, you got fire for, or high density fires for hours and hours and hours and hours because those vehicles just burn, 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 burn. It takes literally an ocean to put them out. They're not good. But anyway, that's that. Like I said before, we're all about what? We're all about education, comedy, bringing everybody together, right? Bringing everybody together, having a great time, having lots of fun. We're so sorry to hear about the tragedy or the crisis in California. That's horrible. We wish them all the very, very best. Uh, and yeah, I lost my house to a fire. I understand. I completely understand. That is a massive undertaking, and you cry for days because everything's in your house. Like literally, your whole life is in your house. all your pictures, all your stuff. Um, you grab what you can, laptops, computers, hard drives, and then put it in the car and take off. And then if you have to abandon the car, like a lot of people had to abandon their car because they couldn't move, because of traffic jams, people hitting each other, trying to get out of there, and only takes one person. You hit somebody, you get out of your car to do transfer. Like, I mean, come on, you're leaving a fire situation. You're going to get out of your car, take their information for your insurance purposes, and you're lucky to get out of there with your life. So you know what happens after that, right? Everybody has to abandon their vehicle and blah, 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 blah. And instead of moving your vehicle off to the side of the road, now it's complete and utter loss because now you're snail space now, moving at a snail space. But anyway, without further ado, we're going to get into talking about each other and what we can do to benefit the whole community and what we can do to make sure that SHIB flies high in the sky to the moon, as they would say, break the stratosphere. Only way it happens, bringing in more people. That's it. Got to bring in more people. How do we do that? Good question. Good question. Well, when you figure it out, let me know. 80% of what we bring in from Facebook and YouTube goes directly into the SHIB community as a burn. So we'll do everything live for everybody. So if you want, take part in that. We're live every single day. We're 400, 300, and 392 from getting monetized, but we need 4,000 viewed hours. That's the number one trick of the coin, 4,000. But after you get to 1,000, everybody tells me that the 4,000 hour views is literally in your back pocket. So because if you have that many that's going on, that's awesome. So thank you so much for everybody that comes in. Thank you so much for everyone that's subscribed to the channel. Woo! Massive shout out to you. Massive shout out to all those at Burn SHIB. Thank you so much. We want to thank you. Honestly, we want to thank every single person that takes part in the burn because that's adding value to the SHIB wallet holders, and that's a massive thing. And we have to give thanks where thanks is due, right? So gratitude, our extension of appreciation to every single person or every single organization that reduces SHIB circulating supply. Now we're expecting 2 to 3 billion SHIB removed this month from Binance. Woo! So we're waiting for that catalyst from Binance to remove 3 billion SHIB. If we can get Robinhood behind that and start their massive reduction in SHIB, so it could be 2 billion, 1 billion, 1.5, 1.8, that would be another catalyst for that organization. If we could get people to go on and start taking part into and this is another reason why we need to promote SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle website, because what's there? Amazon links. Everyone using those links reduces the circulating supply of SHIB. 5 billion SHIB would have been reduced. $5 billion worth of SHIB would have been reduced. That's half the supply. Right now, that would be half the supply of SHIB gone forever. So we would be down to 294 trillion SHIB left in supply. If we were able to do that from last year, that would be massive. That would have been a huge undertaking, and there would only be 294 trillion. And then if we did the exact same thing the next year, within 2 years, we're now under a trillion. We're at 100 billion SHIB, 900 billion SHIB left in circulating supply. And after that, we could be down to half of that again. So then it would be 500 billion SHIB left in circulating supply after 3 years. Have a guess what the price might be with that much volume gone, that much circulating supply. And then we would finally see massive amount of people buying SHIB. But you can bet for sure that the price would be roughly around that 10-cent range, just because now everybody starts to understand what reducing the SHIB circulating supply adds value to all their wallets, all their inflows, and now it's starting to take advantage. Well, then you would see 50 million to 100 million new wallet holders being added every single day. That's the truth of it, until it gets to roughly around that 1 billion mark, and then you start seeing it being traded back and forth. And then you start to see organizations getting bought out by massive banks in the national market trying to take advantage of it. So you want to be making sure that you get in there before they get in there, because once they get in there, they're going to buy it all. And I'm shocked that they haven't started yet. Just telling you the truth. I'm Will, your host. Thank you so much for coming. We're going to rock his out. Woo! Have a great and wonderful evening, everybody. God loves you. Jesus loves you. Jason, I hope you're doing well, my brother. It's good to see you. Always worry about you, so we'll be making those prayers constantly for your health and well-being, because we want to make sure that you're going to be on the next yacht with us, celebrating SHIB's drastic move to the upside. So that would be a massive benefit. I'd love to see everybody on the beach, wherever that might be, somewhere in the Caribbean, Bahamas, or maybe we're just going to tour the Mediterranean. That would be awesome too, right? Which major voyage is that they have there? There's a nice cruise liner that they have. It's all open, which kind of scary too, because if the wind picks up or the rain picks up, everybody's going to be covered. But they do have a nice balcony, and they do have a nice view. I don't remember what it's called, but it's only hours. It's not days. It's not a day's trip. It's like a couple of hours. Then we go all on the train, and we go through the different countries under the Mediterranean. That would be awesome. And a huge event that everybody could take part in. But we're not there yet. We need to promote, and have fun promoting, and bringing in more people is the name of the game. Thank you so much for coming. Everybody have a great and wonderful evening. Until tomorrow, don't settle down. Don't settle in. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. One step of the way, one day at a time, right? One day at a time, sweet Jesus. Anyway, this is Will, your host. Thanks for coming. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Love you all. Take good care and have a great and wonderful evening. Cheers. We're going to rock you out. Rock you. Where's the music? Universal currency. Money. Let's pump it up. Pump it up. You got to pump it up. And SHIB, you don't pump it up, you say, we need holders. We need holders. We need people to see what SHIB can do for you. Love it, like it, leave it. Have fun doing it. That's all we can say. Peace, my friends. Peace, my neighbors. Here's everyone. We'll count it down. Live long and prosper, everybody. Live long and prosper.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Bye, everyone. Cheers and peace out. Peace.
Turn more powerful.